Hello BHC. Today I want to ask the question, what is a favorite painting of yours? Go ahead and comment below. You saw that familiar painting at the front, Rembrandt's The Return of the Prodigal, and there are volumes written on this one painting, and one of those volumes is Henry Nouwen's, and the main question that he's asking is, where has my struggle led me? I'm going to read part of it to you now. He says this: Rembrandt's painting and his own tragic life have offered me a context in which to discover that the final stage of the spiritual life is to fully let go of all the fear of the Father and to become like him. As long as the Father evokes fear, he remains an outside and cannot dwell within me. But Rembrandt, who showed me the Father in uttermost vulnerability, made me come to the awareness that my final vocation is indeed to become like the Father and to live out his divine compassion in my daily life. Though I am both the younger and the elder son, I am not to remain them, but to become the Father. No father or mother ever became father or mother without having been a son or daughter. But every son and daughter must consciously choose to step beyond their childhood and become fathers and mothers for others. It is a hard and lonely step to take, especially in a period of history in which parenthood is so hard to live well, but is a step that is essential for the fulfillment of the spiritual journey. So here's my challenge for us today. Do we want to be like the Father? Do you want to not just be the one that is forgiven, but also the one that forgives? Not just the one that is being welcomed home, but the one who welcomes home. Not just one that receives compassion, but the one that offers it as well. Isn't there such a subtle pressure in church and society to remain a dependent child? And hasn't the church in the past stressed obedience in a fashion that made it hard to claim spiritual fatherhood? And hasn't our consumer society encouraged us to indulge in childish self-gratification? Who has challenged us to liberate ourselves from immature dependencies and to accept the burden of responsible adults? Nouwen writes later, he says, indeed, as son and heir, I am to become successor. I am destined to step into my Father's place and to offer to others the same compassion that he has offered me. The return of the Father is ultimately the challenge to become the Father. And that's our role as Christians, to become spiritual fathers and mothers. Life isn't a sprint and life is not a marathon. Life is a relay, and it doesn't matter how hard we run if we fail to pass the baton. So I'm going to close with a quote from Dallas Willard. It says, discipleship is the process of growing into who Jesus would be if he were you and if he were me. And I can promise you this: if Jesus were you, if Jesus were me, he wouldn't make it all about him. He would be giving it away. It's not about you, it's not about me anymore. It's about what God is calling for us to do for the people around us, and God will work through us. So our job today, don't fall behind, don't go running ahead of him, but move with him this day. Blessings to you, my friends. I hope to see you soon.